I don't enjoy being the one to deliver this news to you, but the Toronto Blue Jays are not going to sign Juan Soto. It's not a thing that is going to happen this offseason. And I want to save you a bunch of time when you're consuming your Blue Jays or baseball media in the next week or so, or the media that you have seen in the last week or so. I just want you to know that it's false. A lot of reporters are reporting that the Blue Jays are in on the Juan Soto sweepstakes. And yes, I can understand that they're in on it before we start an argument of, oh, yeah, but the ownership has deep pockets and all this fun stuff. They're not going to sign him. Like, they can be in on the meetings. Ross Atkins and Mark Shapiro can meet with Scott Boras. They can bring in Ed Rogers and his billions of dollars and say, Juan Soto, we want to sign you, and here's a blank check and all that fun stuff. But they're not going to do it. And there's three particular baseball reasons that I want to go over and just explain why this thing isn't going to happen. The first one being that Vladimir Guerrero Jr. and Bo Bichette are unsigned. The Toronto Blue Jays have not committed to their big stars long-term. After this offseason, next offseason, those two players can leave. That's not a team that Juan Soto or any big free agent would go to right now and say that, yeah, I'm going to sign a 10-year extension with a team that currently can't make any guarantees that they're going to have star players past next season. It doesn't make sense for anybody to join the team on a $800 or a $700 million contract with a team where they're just going to stink for a long time because the Blue Jays didn't sign their big players. So Vlad and Bo being unsigned guarantees that this team will not sign a player like Juan Soto. And going along the same lines as, hey, they're unsigned because they might stink. This team currently stunk last season. Second reason is they finished in last place last year. Juan Soto is coming off of winning the 2019 World Series with the Washington Nationals. He's coming off of last season making the World Series with the New York Yankees. This man has only known winning in his career. Why would he possibly sign up with a team that finished in last on a hope and a prayer that next year is the year they finally put it together with this core and this management? It doesn't, if you're going to lock up for that amount of term and that amount of money, you don't do it on a hope and a prayer. You do it in a situation where you know you're going to be competitive. So those first two reasons kind of blend into each other. Vlad and Bo aren't signed, so you don't know the team's going to be competitive. And you don't know that they're going to be competitive because they just weren't competitive this past season. They finished last in the AL East. And thirdly, I mentioned the Yankees. The other suitors in the Juan Soto sweepstakes are the New York Yankees, the New York Mets, and the Boston Red Sox, and a little bit the LA Dodgers, but they're just kind of sniffing around. But even them being in on this pushes the Blue Jays to fourth, maybe ahead of the Red Sox, because the Red Sox are in a kind of similar situation to the Blue Jays where they were terrible, and I don't know why somebody would go there other than strictly money. So let's stop at the Yankees and Mets, because those two are so high above the Blue Jays on the Juan Soto sweepstakes ladder that we don't even need to get to the Dodgers or the Red Sox because the Blue Jays are already below that. But the Yankees currently aren't Juan Soto's team, but are the most recent team Juan Soto played for. He just come off his only year with the Yankees. They went to the World Series. He's experienced Yankees baseball. It was very successful. It was a lot of fun. And the Steinbrenner family has oodles of money. There's nothing that's going to get away of the Steinbrenners from not matching an offer that the Blue Jays want to give to Juan Soto. Plus, it's the Yankees. There's a little bit of difference between playing for the New York Yankees and Juan Soto playing for the team that's in Canada, the Toronto Blue Jays. And then we have the Mets, who might be the richest owner in all of baseball in Steve Cohen, who will not be outbid. Plus, he gets to remain in New York, where he was just playing, where he's been building these great routes through his year with the Yankees. So there isn't a pathway for the Blue Jays to get in front of the Mets or the Yankees, because the Yankees have the pedigree of being the Yankees, and the Mets have the pedigree of offering as many dollars as the Blue Jays can offer. I don't know what the actual head-to-head race between Ed Rogers and Steve Cohen is in terms of their billions of dollars each, but they each have billions of dollars. How many billions one has over the other doesn't really matter. They can both offer the same hundreds of millions to Juan Soto. And that is what Steve Cohen, the owner of the Mets, will do if he wants to bring Juan Soto to the Mets. The Mets, who are also in a wildly better baseball situation than the Toronto Blue Jays. They were so much fun last season. They won a crazy winning streak just at the tail end of last regular season, ran awesome momentum into the playoffs, and looked like a fun squad to be a part of. I'm sorry, folks. As much as I want Juan Soto, as much as you want Juan Soto to be a member of the Toronto Blue Jays, he's not going to be a member of the Toronto Blue Jays. That is it for me tonight. Thank you for being here. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to be listening, watching this right now, and I appreciate you for that. Good night from Toronto.